Let's go, let's go. We in the building. Yes, sir. We here. You know, we in here. We got that dub, baby. How y'all doing? Hold on, let me get the thing together. How y'all feeling this morning? Yes, sir. Can y'all hear me? Can you hear me? Let's go, let's go. Them Cowboys got that dub, baby. Yeah. We got that dub again. You did. Shout out to Derek Fisher. You know, he says the trap is jumping. Not just yet, but you know, we gonna see if we can get some people up in here, man. Mr. Derek Fisher, give me a 1. Give me a 1 if you can hear me and my sounds. Make sure I ain't sounding too loud. Let your boy know something. What's happening, Tavis Banks? Hey, you say how we sounding? How we sounding? Everything good? We back in the building today. How y'all doing? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Good morning. Good morning. It's your boy Landlord from Alabama. On this Victory Monday, we in here winning. Shout out to our Dallas Cowboys. We on top of the world right now. Well, not quite on top of the world, but we are right behind those filthy Philadelphia Eagles. And, you know, I put up that Undertaker meme today because we are coming right behind them. Michael Myers vibes. We are finna annihilate these young mans. You feel what I'm saying? We are not playing around. We is finna really, really come and destroy the Philadelphia Eagles. They on top right now, but we right there creeping up. You know what I'm saying? And it's gonna be one of these moments like this. It's going to get real scary and spooky for these Philadelphia Eagles. But screw those guys, you know. I got aspirations of being at the top. So that's why I mentioned them. They at the top right now. So, you know, we'll let that go. Shout out to Randy Jackson. Shout out to Dak Owens Philly. Yes, sir, indeed he does. Shout out to Tavis Banks and Derek Fisher. Shout out to True Vibes. Let's go. We in the building today, man. We celebrating this Victory Monday. Don't never forget that. Don't let them haters rain on your parade. Don't let them naysayers and non-believers take away your joy. You know what I'm saying? Don't let them take away your joy this morning. Hey, you know they got every negative headline in the world right now. They want to say the Cowboys ain't this, the Cowboys ain't played this, and they ain't did that. You know what I'm saying? But one thing we do know, hold on. We know the Cowboys got the dub yesterday, right? 25-10, Cowboys win, Cowboys win. But one thing I didn't really notice, who was the other team that we played? I believe it was we beat the Steelers, right? Was that the Steelers or the reject Steelers? Maybe it was the Arizona Sun Devils. Maybe it was them. I'm not sure. They looked like a fake off-brand team that, you know, stealing people swagger and their ideas on their jerseys. You understand? That's what they look like to me. But the Washington Wentzes came in the building dressed up real nicely for their funeral. That's what they did. And, you know, when they came into the stadium, this is what they heard. When Mr. Carson Wentz seen that pass rush, he was shaking and shimmering in his boots. That's a fact. You know what I'm saying? And who am I to blame him? That defense is monstrous. It is something special. It is something to be feared. You know what I'm saying? And when you see them boys coming, you best to be ready. You know what I'm saying? But we established that the Washington Wentzes came in the building dressed for their funeral. And, you know, we put them to rest. We put them to bed. Absolutely the way we supposed to did. And, you know, Cooper Rush. Well, let's talk about our backup quarterback. Shout out to you, sir. Shout out to Cooper Rush. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people want to throw these negative narratives out there. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't going to let them do it. We ain't going to let them do it. We ain't going to let them do it. So, Cooper Rush did his job. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. He went 15 for 27, 223 with 2 touchdowns. That's it. That's exactly what you want to see from your young quarterback. Shout out to Choctaw, Montana. We in the building today. We winning, and you know, we 3-1. We just got that dub. But Cooper Rush played a nice, clean game. Now, he got lucky a couple times. I'm not here to talk negatively about our backup quarterback. I like him a lot. As long as he keep winning, he got my full support. That's a fact. But, you know what I'm saying? He did get a little lucky. He said himself. He said, man, I had a couple interceptions that, you know, I made a bad decision and we got away with it. So we got away with murder. We got away with murder, y'all. Okay, shout out to JR806 with the $5 super chat, sir. Thank you. I appreciate that. And he says, and I quote, R.I.P. Washington Wentzes. And, you know, them boy, we smoking that Washington pack. You know what I'm saying? We got that Wentz pack in the air today. You know what I'm saying? Blowing big smoke. We want all the smoke. This is not a gloomy channel over here. I'm sorry. If you want to be mad and sad, go somewhere else. We got things that we got to work on for sure. We are not perfect. Absolutely not. But a win will be celebrated in the right way. I don't care who we played. This is the NFL. Long as you get a win, that's all that matters. Because if we didn't win, you best believe they would have came at us with a full force. They would have came at us guns blazing. You know what I'm saying? So don't let them boys, you know what I'm saying, take your joy and steal your shine. You know what I'm saying? We are happy that our team pulled out a W. Then, mind you, we are playing with a backup quarterback. We are playing without Tyron Smith. We are playing without J-Ron Curse. We are playing with an injured, you know what I'm saying, a wounded Connor McGovern. We're going to talk about him a little later. But, you know, celebrate your wins, man. You won't always win, so when you get a win, you should be happy about it. Of course, like I said, we do have things to work on, man, but wins will be celebrated, especially the day after. Know what I'm saying? Now, we can talk about the concerns and all that other stuff down the line, of course, but this is a celebration, ladies and gentlemen, for sure. We will be celebrating today over here in the trap. Over here in the trap house. That's what we gonna celebrate at. That's what we doing. You understand? But, you know, let's get back into the game, man. How y'all feeling this morning? How y'all feeling, man? You know I feel good. I got my coffee. I'm feeling immaculate. I'm feeling outstanding. How y'all doing today? Nobody wants to respond, so I get back into my thing, okay? Now, I was very close on my prediction. I wasn't accurate, you know. I was in the ballpark. And, you know, I kind of got a little influence from the chat. Y'all kind of steered me to make my score a little higher. And I believe it kind of, you know, it messed me up just a tad bit. But, you know, we ain't gonna blame y'all, you know what I'm saying? I got influence from another place. So, you know, that's on me. That will be on me. Y'all bear with me. I'm screaming. I'm doing this on something else. I'm using another software. So I just got the chat box right so I can read everything. Y'all, please forgive me. You know I'm a work in progress. But, you know, I forgot what I was talking about. But, yeah, I was talking about my predictions. Okay. If y'all remember, my score prediction was, if I'm not mistaken, I said 27. I said 27-16. That was my score prediction. And shout out to Big Sarge 31. How you doing, sir? Thanks for pulling up and stopping by. Shout out to Papa's Boys. You know, hey, I like to see them bottles popping and stuff, man. Hey, it's a lot of channels out here, man. I love them to death. I go to some of these other channels for my medicine. You know what I'm saying? But a win will be celebrated over here in the trap. It will be. You know what I'm saying? A win is hard to come by in the NFL. Indeed it is. So, you know, I will be celebrating our dubs. You know, we eating dubs like Jameis Winston over here. You know what I'm saying? That's what we doing. But not his kind of dubs. But we are celebrating in that manner. You know. But like I said, I was very close. This is the second week again that I was in the ballpark. Really, really, really close to what happened. And I said, like I said, my score prediction was 27-16. At first, it was 27-13. Then I gave them an extra 3. I said the 3 was going to be in garbage time and it wouldn't matter. You know what I'm saying? That's what I had said. But we know we got that dub. It was 25-10. Cowboys win. Cowboys win. Cowboys win 25-10. And shout out to Cooper Rush. He is the first Dallas Cowboys quarterback to start his career as 4-0. And that's nothing to sneeze at. That's a great accomplishment. Shout out to you, sir. You know what I'm saying? This is not a biased channel, you know what I'm saying? We celebrate every single Dallas Cowboy that ever was. As long as he's not doing nothing nefarious, we appreciate all that he brought to the organization. You know what I'm saying? My new favorite DC YouTube channel. Shout out to you, sir. Forgive me. Oh, shout out to Sugar Daddy Williams. I appreciate your name, bro. You got a wild one. Yeah, you know. But, you know, Landlord can't be 1,000% perfect at everything. I'm pretty good, though. So, I was very close. I was in the ballpark. You know what I'm saying? I was in the ballpark. I was just slightly off. I said 27. We got 25. I said they'll get 16. Them boys got 10. I like to be wrong on the defensive end. My defense, good grief. Good grief. Nah. I'm going to talk about the defense. Hold on. I'm getting off track. I'm just getting a little excited. Y'all bear with me. You know, we in a dream world when it comes to this defense. Who would have thought after that horrible defense in 2020 that we would be here today? But I'm going to talk about that later. Now, I do have a cause for concern. Good grief. Now, the run game, I told y'all, the run game was a struggle. It was, you know. I told you, we do have those Bama boys on that line, and, you know, they gave us a little trouble. But, you know, we ain't gonna let them do us wrong. Now, we made it through without the run game because it did come to a screaming halt. We got to give them their credit. The defense get paid over there as well. But one thing that caused concern for me was, we got to have that Conor McGovern conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, you know, I don't want to put a damper on the evening. But Conor McGovern, how you doing, sir? We need to bring him into the office. This is a sad conversation. He was struggling now. He was. Now, I'm not sure who idea it is to be subbing these players in and out like this. I am not a fan of that. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan. So they need to get it together on that program. I don't think that's good for nobody to be subbing them in like they running backs or something. I don't understand that. Now, we need some continuity. We need some chemistry. We need some consistency on this offensive line, Mr. Kellen Moore. So, sometimes it be a mystery who calling these shots, but somebody needs to get it together. We need them to be consistent and just name a starter. I do not want to see Jason Peters coming in and out the game like that. Now, I want this man to play full time with benefits now. Hey, y'all, shout out to my boy Ken SL in the building, man. What's happening? Hey, that's a big time YouTuber right there, man. Y'all go check out his channel, man. He got some wonderful music indeed on his channel. Y'all give it up for him. But let's get back to the contract. But man, this young man, Connor McGovern, was struggling, man. I know he kind of hurt. I know he suffered an injury the other day, not long ago, last game, one of those. But we need Jason Peters full time. I'm sorry. I might even take Farniak at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just can't. I'm not feeling Connor McGovern right now at this time, but he making me sad. And, it's getting a little emotional when I talk about him. Shout out to Swain, man. I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Bad Influence in the building today. You know what I'm saying? He's in here doing bad things all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's very nefarious in his own right. But, I just wanted to give that little tidbit about the offense, man. Now, what you came here for is the defense now. Now, I do not want people to get angry. I'm going to tell you the future. Landlord finna get in his Miss Cleo vibes. I'm finna predict the future right now. You understand? Let's take a dream. We going to the dream world. Shout out to JP. Now, who would have thunk it from 2020 that we would be right here where we at now? Ain't it a beautiful thing, people? It's a beautiful thing, ladies and gentlemen. We got a championship defense. This is Doomsday 2.0. The baby version. Now, we ain't quite there yet, but the trajectory is looking pretty goddamn good, if I do say so myself. So, this defense has not allowed a 20-point score yet. Now, that says that none of our opponents have been old enough to drink. So, we sending shots their way. You know what I'm saying? But, man, give it up for your defense, though. You got to give it up to your defense. Because, like I said, we've been in a situation where we didn't have this before. You know what I'm saying? That it was horrible back in the day. Now we have a legitimate championship defense. Now, I'm ready to stand on the podium. I'm ready to down this hill right now when I say I'm not taking no other defense in the NFL over mines. Indeed, I said mines with an S. So, just so if we be clear on that, I'm not taking no other defense on the planet Earth over mines. And I love them to death. But, before I just go crazy, I skipped all over the wide receivers. Let me run to the wide receiver. I'm so ready to get to the defense. Y'all forgive me. Y'all forgive me. I'm ready to get to the defense. But, let's talk about my boy, young Sedarian Lamb. Good grief. Now, we understand that it's a lot of speculation, a lot of skeptical fans out there. Shout out to skeptical fan, we know you. You know what I'm saying? You one of the staples in the community. But it's a lot of skepticism out here going around about my young boy, Sedarian Lamb, Mr. CD. And, I could be mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. A lot of people had their suspicions. They was worried. They was thinking, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of conspiracies going around about my boy young Sedarian Lamb. And I'm pretty sure it's safe to say, you know, I could be wrong. He has put that to bed. He put him to sleep. Now, hey, CD has been a top performer now. The boy went, what he did, 6 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown. Now, mind you, even though we love Cooper Rush to death, he is a backup. Now, it's going to get much, much more scary when you put this boy with young Ryan Dakota. Now, we know that Cooper Rush is just managing the game and just getting us along, and he doing just fine. But it's going to get much worse for these haters when we get back to the full capacity. But CD had an excellent game. Excellent game. Now, he didn't have the little bloopers that he was having all the other games. You know what I'm saying? He came through. He showed that he had some gorilla, some line in him. You know what I'm saying? Did y'all see that boy put his head down after that catch? I can't remember exactly what point in the game, but he did a good catch in the middle of the field, and he put that shoulder. He put some shoulder love into Mr. Washington, man. He did. Now, I love it to death. Now, that's the CD I want to see. And something that will go unnoticed, that CD Lamb was making blocks too. Now, he was blocking. He was showing me a lot of stuff that game, man. He showed me that he is capable of being a physical wide receiver. And that's something that goes unnoticed. Now, I know he's very skinny in stature, so you might not believe that. It might be a little hard to believe, but CD Lamb is physical, and he does get down with the get down. So, you know, shout out to Mr. Sedarian Lamb. We appreciate everything you do, sir. Don't let the negative fans make you think the fan base feel like that about you. I believed in you from day one. Now, like I say, you will be held accountable, though, just like every other player. We won't let you slide. We won't let it ride. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Mr. Noah Brown. Did y'all see your boy Noah Brown still making plays, man? Now, I believe the fan base as a whole, we need to come together. You know, it's close to Thanksgiving time. We can come together, sit down as a family. Now, you know I was born on Thanksgiving, so we can sit down as a family and have a collective plate of crow. Mr. Noah Brown has still showed up. He's still balling out. He's still doing things. And his numbers looking better than Mr. Amari Cooper. Now, I know we can't stand the Meddling Joneses at times. But you got to give them some props sometimes as well. You know what I'm saying? You got to give them some props as well. So, it's looking like they called it on Noah Brown. You know, we didn't trust him at all. We had no trust in Noah Brown. We know Noah Brown. He's been the same Noah Brown for many, many years, many, many moons over here. But, you know, under those many moons, it looked like Mr. Noah Brown has turned into a full-blown wolf. Now, you gotta love what you're seeing from Noah Brown, man. It's a pleasant surprise. I'm enjoying every single bit of it. I'm glad that he's proving everybody wrong, man. You gotta love it. You gotta support it. Shout out to Mr. Noah Brown. Okay, now let's talk about one of my favorites, Mr. MG13. Now, he didn't go the full way, I don't believe. I'm going to have to wait till the numbers come out. But he didn't go the full way. But, man, his impact was definitely felt. It was definitely felt. That's a fact. And, you know, he got him a TD. That was a nice play by Cooper Rush, extending the play, running out. And MG did the scramble drill. He did the scramble drill excellent. You know what I'm saying? And caught that touchdown on the backside of the end zone. That was great job. And you know we needed it. Hey, and I ain't gonna lie, I didn't have too much confidence in that red zone possession because Kellen Moore was doing some strange things earlier, and I thought we just gonna get another field goal, but they came through for your boy and saved the day. So I appreciate that, man. That was excellent by Micah Gallup. Now I think we can safely transition to your mini baby doomsday defense led by Mr. Micah Parsons and Tank Lawrence. This defense is something to see. Now, you know when Carson Wentz seen his defense coming about, that boy was shaking in his boots. He probably wet the bed. Now, I told y'all, I was trying to respect my opponent. I don't want to disrespect anybody. You know, we all grown men. But I told you, Carson Wentz does have the ability to play quarterback, you know, like an able-bodied man has the ability to walk, you know what I'm saying, and talk. He has the ability. He's capable. But when he do it, he's just not that good. Just not that good. He's able to play quarterback. He's just not able to play it well. So, I told you from jump, Mr. Carson Wentz was going to be shaking in his boots. And especially when you put a defense like ours in his face. So, shout out to this baby Doomsday defense. Doom Squad might be a decent nickname. Doom Squad. Now, shout out to the baby Doomsday defense. You know what I'm saying? Them boys is coming with it and they ain't allowing nothing. They don't get no food, no water, no nothing. Like I say, them boys is locking stuff up. So, now, I guess we got to have this Dono conversation. Now, y'all been Cowboy fans as just like me. Now, what that was about 2 years ago, 3 years ago, we was begging for safeties everywhere. We was begging for Earl Thomas. We was begging for the boy from the Jets. What's his name? He just got hurt, I believe. We was begging for every safety in the league other than our own. Now, we have an abundance of safeties. We have a surplus of safeties, sir. You know what I'm saying? We got J-Ron Kurtz just in the queue. He's just waiting on his turn. Now, you know, Donovan Wilson is playing absolutely out of his mind. Shout out to you, sir. He's playing out of his mind, man. This boy is our second safety. You know what I'm saying? And he's a top 10 safety. That's insane. That is insane. Know what I'm saying? Name another team that has that type of luxury. We are in the big house. We are up there with the Jeffersons when it comes to this safety room, man. It is ridiculous. Now, that is, we love J-Rock leadership, so I won't say it's a you know what I'm saying? It's not a controversy in that safety room, but Dan Quinn is very creative, man. I love the way he utilizes all of his safety. So that's just, man, we are spoiled to death on this defensive end with Dan Quinn for the win, 25-10. Know what I'm saying? Hashtag bars. But we are spoiled to death when it comes to Dan Quinn, man. Playing, just utilizing this defense so well. You heard what they said, Micah Parsons said about him. Like, he said Dan Quinn just taking his trajectory to another level. He's just taking them up a notch. And he appreciate everything Dan Quinn doing for him. So, man, we are spoiled to death with Dan Quinn, the way he is and the way he's putting his defense together. He flipped it in 1 year, and now we in year 2, and they looking like they are finna wreck shop. Like, don't get it twisted. I don't care about the turnovers at this point. Like, if you're going to stop everybody and don't allow nothing, you know what I'm saying? If you're not going to allow nothing, I'm good with it. I don't want nothing. I don't want them boys to score nothing. I'm not giving them country boys nothing. I'm not. So I'm loving it. I could live without the super amount of turnovers and take a defense just shutting everything down. I could live with that. So that's just tremendous in my opinion. But Donovan Wilson is playing out of his mind. And I think the Cowboy Nation had his support already. like I said in my last live stream, man, he just had a bad hand he was dealt, man. You know, he was getting injured and stuff like that, man, but it never went away from the fact that he can play. It was just soon as he got hurt, J-Ron curse emerged. Know what I'm saying? And, you know, we usually let somebody get your job, do the play. But, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like Donovan was playing bad. It just was J-Ron Curse was playing so good. So, Donovan Wilson stepped in and, you know, redeeming himself, showing us that, hey, I deserve to be out here on this field. I deserve to be on this team. But while we talking about the safeties, don't forget, my boy Israel Mukuamu was out there playing ball as well. Now, just how deep is this safety room? It's ridiculous. Like, if you don't know, please go back and look. Check out 24. 24 was out there laying hats as well. He was making plays, Cowboy Nation. He was. Izzy is looking more physical now. I ain't gonna cap to y'all. One of my people in my chat box or in my comment section, I can't remember who it was. Forgive me, but he did put something on my mind, and he said he don't think Izzy that physical. Now, that was one of his knocks coming out of college. And when I went back on the tape in the preseason, he was making plays, but he was missing a few too. And it looked like he had a little relevancy to what he was saying. But this game, Izzy was physical. Izzy wasn't just making shoestrings tackles, ladies and gentlemen. He was coming laying the wood. So, shout out to Izzy, man. We got a deep safety room, y'all. Is that crazy or what? That might be the craziest. Which one y'all think that's crazier? Like, I might have to have a poll for this. Let me see. I don't know. Which one is the craziest situation that nobody seen coming? Is it that we have an abundance of safeties, or is it that we got plenty of scenarios that's crazy? Is it the abundance of safeties? Is it Noah Brown emerging? Or is it the fact that Cooper Rush is outstanding? Which one of these storylines is just the craziest one of y'all, man? Shout out to Reddy Red. Reddy Red says, and I quote, Landlord, remember when I said we hold an offense to teenagers? Yeah, that was you. I might have stole your line. Say, man, Washington ain't even teenagers. They preteens. It's ridiculous, man. But, you know, which one of those storylines is the craziest? Y'all give me a 1. Okay, we're going to do it like this. I want some participation because I think this is a good question. Okay, is it crazier that the fact that we got abundance of safeties? Give me a 1. Is it the fact that Noah Brown is an actual receiver and made everybody eat crow? Give me a 2. Or is it the fact that Cooper Rush is just, he's proven to be an outstanding backup? Which one of those is the craziest questions out of the 3? 1 for safeties, 2 for what the other one was. 1 for safeties, 2 for Noah Brown, and 3 for Cooper Rush. Okay, so I ain't say 1. You say the safety room is the craziest. Like, this is the craziest situation. I could never imagine us being in a scenario like this no time soon from where we came from. Okay, everybody saying, most people saying 1 for the safety room. Choctaw say 3. So you say Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is like, that's one of the hardest ones to argue with, to be honest. I might be leaning towards the Cooper Rush. Cause like, bro, we kicked this man out the building like 3-4 times. Like, we literally kicked this man out the building 3-4 times, man. That's crazy. Now, we kicked him off not only did we kick him off the team, we kicked him off the practice squad as well. And then we did this several years. This man even played for the Giants. He went over there with Jason Garrett, the clapper himself. And, you know, we still managed to keep him on the team, bring him back, and tell me that ain't paying dividends right now. Because I can't lie, I don't think Will Grier would have been able to do this. I don't think Will Grier would have been able to do this. So, you got to, much as people trying to bicker back and forth about Cooper Rush and Dak, man, I don't want to hear that. I'm going to just say this. I appreciate every single thing that Cooper Rush has done and what he's doing. And hopefully he can pull out this W against the defending Super Bowl champion Rams. True Vibe, what you said? Nah, what I do? What up, landlord? Keep spinning that fire. Roberto, forgive me. Man, y'all know I'm badly speaking English. Now, I can't speak that last name, man. Forgive me, but I appreciate the good support, sir. But you too. I can't pronounce that. I'm sorry. But yeah, man. Those are some crazy storylines when you bring it back, though. Like, good grief. No one seen that coming. And Micah didn't get a sack again, but don't let that confuse you now. He's a very impactful player, and before the season, or maybe in the past weeks in some of them pre-games and post-game interviews, I did hear Micah Parsons say he wants to be the best defensive player in the league, and which one of the biggest things that you need to become that is that you have to make your people around you better. That's one of the biggest attributes. And you can't tell me he ain't done that. We eating crow on Dorrance Armstrong too. Nah, I ain't gonna sit up here and act like I called all these people. I ain't gotta be right. I want to be wrong when I say something bad. So I'm not one of those people who just act like he's a professor and know every single thing. That ain't me. I did not think Dorrance Armstrong would be playing the way he playing. And it's a pleasant surprise. I think everybody should be happy with what we're seeing from Dorrance Armstrong. This young man is balling. So that's what you got to think about, man. The front office does be right sometimes. You know what I'm saying? That they looking like they was right with the, they didn't want to let Randy Gregory go, but when he left the building, they like, hey, we do got Dorrance Armstrong, so we should be okay. But, shout out to the front office. They did something right for once. Dorrance Armstrong has been balling, and he's a maniac. So you got to look. Micah Parsons is, what can I say? He's bringing the best out of everybody around him. That's a fact. Even when you don't see him sacking the quarterback, he almost got Wentz. It was real close. Wentz got away. You know what I'm saying? He got away, but he almost got him. But when you see a whole offense scheming away from Micah Parsons, that right there alone should let you know what the impact of him is, the impact that he has as a player off the back. Shout out to Johnny. How you doing, sir? Thanks for stopping by and pulling up today, this morning. Everybody should be smiling from ear to ear. Cowboys got to win. Now, most of the fans that be sad be the people that watch too much ESPN. That be my test. When I see people most of them that be still unhappy, especially the day after a win, that lets me know you be in the tabloids a little too much. It is not easy to win in the NFL, so when your team accomplishes a win, just be happy for at least for a day. At least for a day. That's all we saying. Give them a day or two. Be happy. You know what I'm saying? We could be 0-4 right now. That's a fact. But here we stand today, 3-1. And go look at my community tab. We standing behind the Eagles like the Undertaker. We finna get at them. Now, I had to talk about my boy, Mr. Trevon Diggs. Now, they said word on the street was that we had another repeat offender out here on the loose. They gave out the description. He go by the name of Mr. Scary Terry. But it was proven that it was nothing scary about the young man. It was nothing scary about that young man, especially when you got an all-pro corner out there on him. Man, the disrespect to Mr. Trevon Diggs is just be outstanding, man. So, just think. Only Cowboy Nation, some of our fans, you know, I love them to death because they make the whole space what it is. But some of our fans just don't want to be happy. Like, you got an all-pro corner, and a lot of people just, all they do is just bash him. They never say nothing nice about Trevon Diggs, but not on this channel right here. We gonna give that man his proper respect, and we gonna give him his kudos right now. I appreciate everything I see from Trevon Diggs. Now, did y'all see that play that he got the PBU in the end zone? Man, when they showed that in slow motion, man, it was a thing of beauty. It was a thing of beauty. I was like, good grief. It looked so... Am I the only one? It almost brought a tear to my eye. It almost brought a tear to my eye. It was so beautiful. You know what I'm saying? He just jumped up so graceful and just knocked down the ball and stopped the touchdown. Because contrary to popular belief, that was a good throw from Mr. Carson Wentz. You know, a broke clock be right 2 times a day. So that was a decent throw from Carson Wentz. And if Trevon Diggs hadn't did his best ballerina impression, very graceful and light on his feet, and knocked the ball down, that would have been a touchdown. So, man, show some love to your all-pro corner, man. He's not going to be 100% perfect every time, man, but don't let these haters and everybody else shame you from repping for your player and giving your player the proper respect. Don't let them shame you like that. That won't be tolerated over here, not over here in the trap. Not in the trap. We're not taking that. That will not be accepted here, sir. I'm sorry. We don't accept that form of payment over here, sir. You understand? We don't take hate over here. We don't accept that. You feel me? Okay. Now, what you said? Now let me interact with the chat a little bit. I'm feeling myself. I'm into it. You know, we got that dub. I'm feeling good today. Okay, Mr. Derek Fisher, Mr. Buzzer Beater. Shout out to you, sir. He says, and I quote, Landlord 2-1 special today. Hey. Hey, we serving up these non-believers and these naysayers for sure. Okay, y'all got something y'all want to talk about, man. Let me interact with the chat a little more. I appreciate everybody pulling up, coming through, stopping by. True vibes, you know that was some ballerina stuff. It was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It was beautiful. It was outstanding. And why they showed it in slow motion, man, I'm telling you, a tear came out of my eye. I'm sorry. It was a thing of beauty. That boy stood up so gracefully. It looked like he was flying. He was flying. Now, in these short amount of games, Trevon Diggs did nothing but spectacular things. Hey, now Anthony Brown gave up a touchdown if I'm not mistaken, but he's been pretty solid as well. But, I'm glad I started talking about corners. Y'all remember, in the offseason, I got a lot of slander. It was a lot of people talking real bad about your boy, Mr. Landlord from Alabama. Because, which one of them players? It was a young player that played very good in the preseason. And I put out a film session of this young man. And, you know, everybody was like, it's just the preseason. Blah, blah, blah. It's just the preseason, Landlord. These guys ain't good. But one thing y'all fail to realize, this is the game of football. It is not as complex as you might think at times. Now, when you break down football to the simplest form, ladies and gentlemen, it is about you beating the man in front of you. Now, whether this man is good or bad, that ain't got nothing to do with you. Know what I'm saying? What does that have to do with you if this guy sucks in front of you? Now, my guy, DeRon Bland. What's up, Eric W? We got one of them Erics today. We got a W. But what in the world does that have to do with you? You know what I'm saying? When the guy in front of you is not up to par. That ain't got nothing to do with me. Now, DeRon Bland played outstanding football all preseason. I showed y'all the film session. If you ain't seen it, go check it out. This young man has veteran-like poise, and he has a nice, smooth, silky smooth game. This boy is outstanding. Now, I know y'all seen that play in the end zone. Now, the wide receiver did make a good catch, but that boy DeRon Bland was right there on his tail. He was on his tail, y'all. Now, that boy got some hops on him too now. Hey, and the end result is all that matters. He made sure that young man didn't catch the ball. Now, I'm loving what I'm seeing from DeRon Bland. So, it's still early. We love J. Lou. But, if this young man come in here playing like this, then he got an interception, shout out to him. If this young man keep playing like this, man, I'm telling you right now. Because, what Jordan Lewis' contract looking like? Forgive me. How many years he got left? Because he might walk up in the office and it be like this. I told y'all in the preseason that it was several young players that was coming. Them boys was hungry, and they was coming to take their jobs now. And DeRon Bland, hey, he got in there before our homeboy Kelvin Joseph. Now, I don't know if it was a matchup they seen, because I think Kelvin Joseph got in last game. I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? But he got in before Mr. Kelvin Joseph, and he balled out. You know what I'm saying? But it might be doom and gloom. They might have to tell Jordan Lewis, hey, my boy. They talk like me for some reason. The Joneses come in there and talk like me. Hey, my boy. Let me holler at you. Come over here to the room. We appreciate everything you've done for us. But you got to go. But I ain't there yet. I ain't there just yet. We still rocking with J. Lou. We like him. We used to call him Hip Pocket. He's not that no more, but he's J. Lou now. But we still rocking with J. Lou. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got rid of him just yet. We still rocking with him. But DeRon Bland is playing well. Came in with an impact play and caught an interception. Had some PBUs. It's not much else that you want to see from your young cornerback. Yes, I said cornerback. B-A-T, because he's batting the ball down left and right. But back to my boy Trevon Diggs, who gets nothing but disrespect, hardly gets roses. He gets no love out here in these streets. This young man was playing ball, y'all. And did y'all see the way he just locked up this man, Scary Terry? This young man was absolutely apprehended. I seen him like this. You know what I'm saying? He did not get no food, no water, no commissary, no nothing. That boy Terry McLaurin said, hey, Officer Diggs, can I get a phone call? Diggs looked at him and said, boy, if you don't get your... He said, Officer Diggs, can I have some water? He looked at him and said, Boy, you don't get your. Boy, if you don't get your. You don't get on somewhere with that, boy, you will have dry throat over here, sir. No food, no water, no commissary, no nothing. Now, I told y'all, his name is Officer Diggs in my book. Some people don't like it, but it's all good. You know, I told you before, you ain't gonna win everybody over. But over here, when we talk about Mr. Diggs, until further notice, he will be called and addressed as Officer Diggs. They say he put you on the island and, you know, ain't nobody else over there. He patrolled the whole island by himself. He don't need no backup, no other authorities. He is the end all be all over there on Diggs Island. And this boy Scary Terry is a repeat offender, man. Now, if I was him, I'd just tell my coaching staff, like, hey, man, come on now. Y'all know I can't catch nothing. I get nothing against Trey Diggs. So, hey, you need to motion me or something. You need to get a little more creative because that boy over there is good. That boy is good now. So, I need a little help, you know what I'm saying? You might need to run a little more. You need to do something. Because this boy, I told y'all, he got absolutely apprehended. That's a fact. We already established that. And they saying, I'm telling y'all, this breaking news, they said, you know what I'm saying? When you say stuff like this, it's always they said. Nobody's, you know what I'm saying? I can't specify who said this, but they said that Mr. Scary Terry production was so minute. It was so minute that they had to measure it in inches. They could not measure it in yards. It was not enough. That boy Trevon Diggs had this man arrested. Absolutely apprehended. Now, if y'all recall, I did go on a rant. Maybe a few games ago, I told y'all, I know Trevon Diggs. I know the dog that's inside of him. I know what he possessed. I know he got that competitive edge. I know he got that fire in him, man. I know it. And since I made that statement, that boy Trey ain't did nothing short. He hasn't been nothing short of spectacular. You know what I'm saying? So give my boy his proper respect now. Know what I'm saying? Do not play on his top like that. That boy Officer Diggs is the best in the business. Now, I told y'all the last game, when they be, you know, they love Jalen Ramsey to death because he's a big name. He was one of the top 5 picks, if I'm not mistaken. He a first rounder. We'll say that because I don't know how accurate I am. He's a first rounder. And one thing I noticed about the NFL, when you have high drafted players, you have players that was, you know, top 5 and players that was 5-star recruits. They hold on to that for dear life because most people in the space feel like these scouts and stuff just can't be wrong. So when it comes to somebody like us, you know what I'm saying, YouTubers and stuff, they try to prove us wrong. They wait for anything to happen so we can be proved wrong. When it comes to the scouts and the journalists and the ESPN people, they try to prove them right. But like I say, give us the same courtesy that y'all give these people who be drafting these quarterbacks first round and they end up busts. Because everybody will be wrong in this profession, in this business. You know what I'm saying? The only difference between me and you, my good people in the chat box, is that my ideas and my opinions will be documented. So y'all can come back and tell me how wrong I was or how right I was. That's the only difference. Now I know y'all got y'all ideas and y'all, you know what I'm saying, opinions as well. But so just don't try to shoot me down because I was wrong on a prediction or something like that. But so far I've been doing pretty good. Now, Jalen Ramsey is a nice cornerback. We get to see him today. Make sure y'all get your notebooks out and your pencil and paper and take notes today because we do get to see the competition next week, tonight, Sunday night, Monday Night Football against those 49ers. We get to take our pencil and paper down, you know what I'm saying? We get to evaluate the talent, you know what I'm saying? So we get a good look at our next coming game. I will be watching front row, first there. I'm first there, first to leave. I'm ready for it. I'm looking. I'm gonna be very into that game. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be locked in. So we will get to see Jalen Ramsey, you know, in his moment. You know what I'm saying? We're going to look at him and see if he doing the things that we see Trey Diggs doing. And one thing we know he is not doing is making plays on the ball at the rate that Trey Diggs is. So now when you put that into the equation and say, okay, now it seems, I know it's strange, but is Trey Diggs locking people up too? Is Trey Diggs now a lockdown, shutdown corner? I know they don't want to say that. They don't want to say that. If he wasn't a Cowboy, I promise you right now, he would be considered the best cornerback in the league. They hate on our Cowboys, man. And when you look at the mainstream media, some of y'all get a little persuaded. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all bite right into it. That's why the mainstream media and, you know, people like Skip and Shannon and all those good people, they are bad influences like my boy Swain. Do not listen to them. You know what I'm saying? Because even if you're not an in-depth, super hardcore fan, you know that they say outlandish things all the time. They say outlandish things all the time, you know what I'm saying? So you can't listen to all of that foolishness, that nonsense, that hearsay. We are not listening. You can watch it for entertainment, but you know you need to come to your content creators when you want to really know about your team. Because even though we fans, we going to let you know what the real is. Now, the mainstream media, what they been telling you, I got some lies for you right now. The mainstream media been telling you that Trevon Diggs ain't that good. And what do you see with your own eyes right now? The mainstream media got a rainy cloud over my boy Trevon Diggs, and what they say, he is boom or bust. And right now, as of 4 games into the season, that has proved to be false. So, you know, one thing about us YouTubers, you know, I love my Cowboy YouTubers in our space because we're going to actually get into the film. Now, a lot of these people you see on the main screen, now I'm not hating on them, but I'm just telling you what it is. What's the difference? The difference is those guys are not looking at film. If you think them boys looking at film, you is crazy. Now, they might have people that's looking at film and then send them some notes to talk about. But we are actually digging into the film. And once we observe the film, we have eyes that the good Lord done gave us. And that's why we put it out there for y'all so y'all can see the same things that we seeing. Without the narratives, without the BS that they try to put on top of it. You know what I'm saying? But Trevon Diggs is somebody to be respected. He is no joke. He is a big time. He is the best corner in the league. I'll take him over Jalen Ramsey. That's just me. Jalen Ramsey does not even turn his head. He don't even get his hand on footballs. He'll bat him down, but he is not a threat far as getting a turnover like that. You got to throw it right in his hands. Did y'all see Trevon Diggs run a route? Trevon Diggs ran a fade route. And he ran the route better than the receiver. And then caught it all hands. Now, one thing y'all gonna be sleep on now. If you didn't play receiver, if you didn't really play football, you just a fan. Catching the ball is not hard in my opinion, but to catch it with your hands, that means you can actually catch. It's a lot of body catchers that done made good careers in the league. You know what I'm saying? It's players that done caught nothing but body catches, and, you know, they be very good. But this boy Trevon Diggs caught the interception, and it was all hands, man. He ran the route better than the receiver did now. So let me know when you see Jalen Ramsey do something like that. Maybe I'm wrong, but hey, he gonna have to prove me wrong. Now they don't want that mixture of Trevon Diggs killing that bootleg narrative they got on him as him being boom or bust, like he can't cover. Now they don't want that narrative to die, and then now you got to give him full credit for being a ball hawk as well. That right there, it eliminates the leg that Jalen Ramsey has to stand on for him to be the best corner in the league. And that boy feel the pressure. He feel Trevon breathing in the back of his neck. You know what I'm saying? That's why he had to speak on Trevon game last year. Oh, he plays out of phase and I play more in phase and this and all that. Bruh, you know that boy is coming. So you got to speak on it. You see him coming in the rear view and he finna take it over. He finna be just like the Undertaker is on my meme coming behind the Eagles. Hey, Trevon Diggs is the best corner in the league. I don't care. I will fight anybody, and we can be on any kind of hill. We can die on the hill about that. That is my opinion, and I'm standing on it. I would take him over anybody, as I would take this defense over any defense in the NFL. Shout out to my boy Dana Jet. How you doing, sir? Thanks for pulling up and stopping by. Shout out to King Element. Thanks for pulling up and stopping by to you too, sir. As I told you before in a previous show, that a lot of people want to take shots at me because I know they ain't going to like me saying Trevon Diggs is the best, he could be receiver, but the best DB in the league. They going to be trying to take shots, you know. But, like my boy in the chat box, I told you before, I am a Teflon breed. Teflon done. Shout out to you. Shout out to Teflon breed. You know, we dodging bullets left and right. We have no problem with that. So, like I said, you can put me down for it. You know, if he proved me wrong, he proved me wrong. But this is how I'm feeling in my heart, and I'm going to give it to the people. My boy Trevon Diggs is the best DB in the league. Shout out to JC Cowboys Network. Absolutely, sir. Y'all go check out his work. He does great work over there. And he says, great win by those mighty Cowboys. But, you know, hey, I feel that red. You know, basically, like Vox drop. Basically, F them. But, you know, like I said, man, I'm standing on the hill for my boys. These my guys. I'll take them over anybody. Micah Parsons, I'm taking them over anybody. Now, did we give our boy DeMarcus Lawrence his flowers? Good grief. My boy D-Law is back. Hey, this boy was a terror last night. Yesterday. All the above. That boy D-Law is a terror. Now, he looks like he back in the form. He looking like he's back to tank. And I love every bit of it. I love every second. That boy does not play, man. Know what I'm saying? And he was a terror. I know he got a sack. But he was doing pressures too. He put Carson Wentz on his behind a couple of times. Yes, he did. He put him on his behind a couple of times. You got to shout out to my boy DeMarcus Lawrence, you know, a.k.a. the Tank. Shout out to you, sir. That's how we getting down. That's how we coming. That's how we pulling up. We got that Cowboy W. Ain't nothing better. It's nothing better than that Cowboy W. You understand? So, you know, I told you. This is not the doom and gloom sad channel. This is not that channel. It will be plenty of time for us to be sad in the future, more than likely. But when we got something to celebrate about, goddamn it, we celebrating. We gonna celebrate over here, man. That's what we gonna do. And the day after a game, after a win, that is the time to celebrate. When else can we celebrate then? I'm not gonna be mad and sad about the things that we gotta correct. Long as we got some wins in the building, then we fine. We will go over all the things that we gotta correct and improve on later on in the week. Hey, but give your team some credit, man. Do not let. I seen somebody say that. I'm not sure, because I'm just straight steal they stuff, because it was the truth. Somebody said, do not let the other fan bases and the other people bully you out of celebrating your team, giving your team the proper respect. Now they try to make us, the only way we can celebrate our team is we winning Super Bowls, and that's not correct. It's a lot of people ain't winning Super Bowls. Give your team some props when they do things that's good, because we gonna drag them and hold them accountable when they not doing the things they should do. So, like my boy Reddy Red say, the trap is jumping. When we get some dubs, we gonna come in here and celebrate. That's a fact. We ain't gonna let them haters. We are not gonna let the haters take our shine and take us down. We ain't gonna let them do it. We just not. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Roberto. I told you I'm sorry. Stop the show. I'm sorry, I cannot pronounce your last name. Now, don't charge it to my incompetence. I'm sorry. But with the $1.99 super chat, he says, and I quote, I want to see Diggs at wide receiver and deep balls to Turpin. Yeah, I would love to see Turpin get a little more shots, man. Like, he got in the game, but they ain't really do nothing with him, man. They just, put him in there just to put him in there. But, hey, at least give him a deep ball attempt. You know what I'm saying? At least just show the defense, like, hey, I will throw this thing deep now to him. So, don't just put him in there and don't do nothing with him and then just, doing them little reverses every time, because that's going to start being predictable, and that's going to start giving the defense signals like, oh, Turpin in, okay, they probably finna do a reverse. Okay, Turpin in, they probably finna throw it this way or do a little a little horizontal shallow cross or something. Like, start utilizing this man in more ways so he can be a bigger threat. You know what I'm saying? That's what we want to do. That's how we need to do with him. He has a very, very unique skill set. The man is blazing fast. So at least send him on a 9 route from time to time, you know what I'm saying, to see what he can accomplish. Now, don't just do the same things with him every time you put him in the game. That's going to be too big of a signal that you giving the defense. But, man, I enjoyed talking to y'all today. If y'all got anything to say, holla at your boy. Let me know before I go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we got that dub, man. This is when you're supposed to be happy, not sad. You know what I'm saying? We could be 0-4 right now for sure. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us probably thought that was more likely. But, I see some people talking about those filthy Philadelphia Eagles. We ain't studying them, young man. We ain't studying them. You know what I'm saying? When they come to play the mighty Cowboys, they roosters gonna come home to roost. I don't remember what the saying is, but you know what I mean. Swain, shout out to you, sir. Shout out to Dean Cloud. We giving shout outs on the way out the door. Shout out to Teflon Breed. Shout out to Dana Jet. Shout out to Derek Fisher. Choctaw, Montana. Shout out to everybody in the chat that came rocking with your boy. Shout out to Johnny. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Reddy Red. Hey, we in the building, man. I appreciate all the love and support, man. I'll just come in here and try to make y'all morning a little better. You know what I'm saying? If you're rocking with me, man, you know what I'm saying? Just holla at your boy. You already know how we do it. And the mighty Cowboys are 3-1. We creeping up behind those filthy Philadelphia Eagles like Micah Miles. And we gonna take them out. They over there, twisting their little fingers, thinking everything is sweet. And we finna come take them out. We coming at they neck, at they throat. We coming to attack. And that is a fact. But just holla at your boy, man. Landlord from Alabama with the same handle on all social